It's Hermitcraft time. Oh. Oh my goodness. There seems to be a very large number of eggs around. What on earth? I mean, this is so many dragon eggs. How are there this many dragon eggs? I didn't even realise that there could be this many dragon eggs. This feels illegal. This absolutely feels illegal. This definitely is illegal. I mean, let's be real though, that feels illegal too. I don't want to get too close to those. This is insane. How many dragon eggs is there? This is like thousands of dragon eggs. This is ridiculous. Thankfully, our base has been left unharmed. That seems to be dragon eggless, so I guess that's kind of good. But I've just thought, how on earth? How am I meant to get rid of these? They just teleport around, don't they? Oh my word, this is going to be the most painful thing in the world to remove. This is... Yeah, that's just... I've just realised that. That's... Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot to remove. Oh my goodness. I mean, not to be that guy, but can't help but notice that, well, I mean, that's Grian's bridge. And, like, this is all of Grian's area. And then that area over there is Scar's. So really, like, I only have to clear sort of these eggs. Gosh, this is a lot, though. I don't know how we're going to retaliate to this. I have no clue. This is serious. I think I'm going to leave for a while and go to this rather lovely creative mode testing world that absolutely has 0 dragon eggs. It's a few days after my flurry of creation in this world that I featured in the previous Hermitcraft episode, and I gotta say, I am still absolutely in love with this design. I think it is so me. That's the only way that I can describe it. Now, there's lots of details that I need to work out, things like proportions and ratios, but I would say the actual design itself, I'm incredibly happy with. I can't see this design fundamentally changing at all, so I would say we are probably good to start building it on the Hermitcraft server. I am both incredibly excited and also incredibly nervous. What part should I build first? I mean, originally I was going to build the towers first, but they now start 150 blocks up, so that might be a bit weird. It's gonna have to be this bottom bit, isn't it? Let the resource gathering commence. So it turns out I'm such a rich hermit that I actually forgot about these diamonds that I have in this shulker box, so I took some of those over to the Hermitcraft shopping district and I gathered up a bunch of new tools so that I could have an undisrupted mining session for Deep Slate. I didn't want to have to go back and forth to get my tools mended. I just wanted to get in the zone and keep mining. And I gotta say, the process of mining Deep Slate is a little bit painfully slow because, of course, even with a haste 2 beacon and efficiency 5 of my pickaxe, you still don't have insta-mine, and that is something that I have grown incredibly used to over the years. The idea that I would go down to the depths of the world and just plow through blocks, that no longer happens anymore. You just have to slowly work your way through. But we managed to get an incredibly large quantity, so then I moved on to Blackstone, which is even more frustrating than Deep Slate. Now, yes, you can insta-mine it if you have a haste 2 beacon, but the issue is Blackstone actually spawns in pockets. So that means if you did construct a beacon, firstly, you'd have to clear out all the space up to the top of the nether. That's incredibly frustrating, but also you'd then have to move the beacon around a bunch as you go out looking for pockets of Blackstone, and I honestly think that would be slower. But after a good few hours of Blackstone mining, I've got a huge amount, so hopefully that should cover us for the time being, and now it's time to move on to the warped stems, which are their own kind of problem, I guess. I have to gather up all of the funguses, which I did using a piston pushing back and forth, and then planting them and breaking them. I mean, I must be able to find a faster way of doing this. I should really automate this process because I need so many of these logs for this ridiculous build. Regardless, all of the resources are now gathered, so we should be ready to start building. Grian has just joined the game. I wonder if I right click on one of... Okay, I shouldn't be allowed that. I shouldn't be allowed that. Any of these, if anyone touches any of these while Grian is online, he's a goner, and that is a bit of a problem. Oh dear. I don't think he's going to have a very fun time.
Both methods make me crash.
That's so convenient, Grian. That is so ridiculously convenient that
So,
you would
I have a feeling that I'm going to have to sit this one out, you see?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can participate in this cleanup operation.
Can you send me your Minecraft folder, please? Can you send that to me?
We'll just we'll leave it with Scar.
yeah, whatever. Or just the crash log, and then I can just fake it. I can just put it up on the screen, then be like,
Just log. We'll practice now. You just log out when I do this.
Ready?
Right?
Ready?
Like, if I do this, I'm gonna go as well.
Yep. I think we've got it. I think it's going to have to be Scar, isn't it? It's going to have to be Scar. My goodness. Yeah, well, this is an awfully large number of jagged eggs. I don't know how long this is going to take to clear up, but it's going to be quite long.
Oh, this is a nightmare.
What?
I heard it. I turned. Did you get to see that?
I think I saw 2 frames of Scar's existence, and then it was just items.
Hi, Buttercup.
Hey, Buttercup.
I've got work to do, Buttercups.
Yeah, you've got a lot of work to do, actually, because you got some bad news.
We got a really big issue.
Yeah.
Yep. I got landscaping. I got the truck coming around with the plants and the trees. I got work to do, and it's covered in eggs.
Yeah, I got really bad news. Is that both methods of getting rid of the eggs make me crash, and Mumbo has the same issue.
Yeah.
Really?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Definitely, for real. You wouldn't mind...
Do you want to...
count in, I think it's important.
I'll break this block.
Okay, ready? Stand in front of it. No, stand here. I want to get a good view. Stand here. Yeah. Stand right next to... Mumbo, get over here.
Okay, yeah.
Get over here. Hold hands.
Yeah.
Get close.
Okay.
Closer, a little closer.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. You love to see it.
You ready?
Here we go.
Yeah.
1,
3, 2, 1.
4, 9.
Do you reckon that was convincing? I don't know how long I should leave it before I come back onto the server.
Oh wait. Oh no. Wait. Oh.
So you're the only one
I have
that
a small
has to...
brain, but I'm picking up what you're throwing down here.
Yeah. Two of us are unable to get the eggs.
So you have to do all the clearing up, Did
I tell you I got some trees being delivered from the nursery? I got work to do at Scarland.
You're the only one that can clear up these eggs.
Only
Am I
one.
the egg boy?
You are the egg boy.
Yeah, can't believe that. It's just such bad luck that mine would also start.
That's a rough job,
Wait. I felt something strange inside my pit of my stomach. Hold on. Look, watch. Oh my gosh. Look. I
I think he might have caught on.
Dang, Mumbo, I'm crashing too. What do you think could have happened?
That is so weird.
Yeah, right? Like, how did I start crashing all of a sudden out of nowhere?
Weird.
Yeah.
Please
did you
stop
see
that.
Grian? I crashed.
I didn't see anything because I actually crashed.
No. Yeah, so did we. We both really actually crashed. We totally crashed.
We're a trio of Buttercup crashers. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the plan then?
We get Cub Fan to do it.
Yeah, that's always a good move.
For the museum.
I don't think he's actually on my side because just after I finished recording with you guys, I flew over to the button and pinched a red crown, which I think we can all agree looks lovely.
You don't need to be your own friend. Cub's trying to be your best friend, and you're just over here doing some self-love. It's unnecessary. Someone's got to clear this up. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh no, you didn't actually click on it. I almost crashed. Woo! Oh no, we're stuck.
I knew it!
Now.
I knew it.
But you stayed online as well, Grian.
All the eggs.
I'm disconnected. I knew it wouldn't work.
Can we just click them and hope that they spawn just elsewhere?
Okay, let's just put aside who's going to do the cleaning for now. Let's promise not to touch any eggs for now.
Yep.
What are we going to do in return?
I heard in the YouTube comments that Doc has got a big robot type thing that our camp is in the way of.
The machine walks out the barn and just walks along here.
Yeah, I think so.
And our camp is going to stamp on our camp.
Yeah, it's going to stamp all over our camp. So maybe
we
should...
I think reality is that camp is going to stop the go in its tracks.
We could definitely defeat it in a more exciting way than it just crashing into my tent
with our own robot.
And I think we should build our own robot. And I think it should go in a barn over by the camp here, so that when Doc launches whatever is in there, our Buttercup will protect the camp in a very dramatic fashion. How does that
Yes.
sound?
Like a
Okay, I'm on
jousting
board.
match.
I'm on board.
They just
I'm on
meet in
board
the
with that.
middle.
Exactly. Meet in the middle. Hopefully do like, you know, sparks
Can you
flying.
make it explode? Can you make it explode the
Oh,
goat?
I will gladly make it
Can you
explode
add
the goat.
fireworks? Like firework dispensers as it's going, it's like.
I don't think you can move
No,
dispensers.
I can't move dispenser, Scar. Way to make my build sound disappointing
Dude,
again.
I feel so bad. Every time Scar makes a suggestion, we shoot it down.
It's because he keeps coming
like-
up with things that are impossible.
No, I was thinking it would be like pollen, right? It's a buttercup. It's shooting pollen out. That's its attack method.
All right,
He
Scar,
was
you
like,
can
"Let's-
ride in
Let's
it.
push the goat off a cliff. Oh, Scar, they can cling to mountains really easily.
He just needs to come up with better suggestions. They're all terrible.
I'm doing my best over here.
When you give us a good suggestion, we're going to jump on it.
Yeah, look, Scar, how about this? You ride in the BattleBot. It might not be comfortable when they collide, but you ride in the BattleBot and you can fire
Okay,
off
that makes sense.
as many
have a
fireworks as you want to.
suggestion.
Okay.
I did have
Alright,
a
we got-
suggestion,
we got
by
a
the way.
suggestion.
I thought maybe we could make buttercup cookies that we could eat, like these, but they're buttercups. What do we think? What do we
Should we
thought?
just say
Maybe
yes
like a
to it?
stand. We sell the cookies. It helps fund the operation.
You're a true warrior, Scar.
Thank you.
You
Good
can be in
ideas.
charge of cookies.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, we're on board with that
Good
idea.
stuff. Good stuff. Right, so you'll make the big robot of death, and I shall make the flower pot that it sits in. You handle the cookies.
Yeah. Excellent. What a meeting. This is two
What a
for two.
team.
Incredible meetings. Okay, now we should be ready to start building. Scared ya? Now we should finally be ready to start building. So these are all of my black stone boxes, that's my wood box, and then these are all of my deep slate boxes. Now I think one thing that I hadn't realized is actually how big the bottom of this is. This is the first block. This is how far away from the farm the base of this thing starts. So it's going to go from there all the way up to probably around about there, and it's going to go right the way out on each side. So I guess I should probably remove some of the terraforming that I did for this thing right here, just so the front of the build follows a slightly more natural transition with the landscape. Albeit it's kind of difficult to know what is landscape and what is just an explosion hole these days. Goodbye farm planning device. I used you a grand total of once, but that one time was lovely. This bridge unfortunately also needs to go, and now the entire space is clear so we can actually start placing in the first blocks. Okay, so it's a verdant frog lamp. And have I forgotten what it looks like already? Okay, so I need to clear out a little bit of an area here, and then I need to get the stairs underneath. That will allow me to then place in the logs in the correct orientation. Yeah, I'm remembering now. And then we need to strip these. That's looking good. And then it's stairs all the way across. And then upside down stairs, which is going to be annoying to place. Maybe I should build up the deep slate borders first. That will allow me to kind of build off of the edges. Yeah, that definitely seems like a smart move. Right, and then I need to take this all the way up to Y128. So that's 20 more blocks to go up here. And that should just about do it. So that is how tall this first layer is going to be in relation to our vault. And immediately, I think it needs to be about 10 blocks higher. Now that we have the vault in place, I think proportionally, yeah, this needs to be taller. That extra 10 blocks in height has probably cost me thousands of blocks in resources, but I think it's worth doing. I've already blown up my base once, I don't want to do it again. Yes, that is much, much better. That seems like a really nice transition to the back area. Remember, this is layer 1. Obviously, we've got all the layers and then all the towers going upwards. This thing's going to be huge. This is pillar number 2 done. Now all of the wood can go in, which I must say, placing the upside down stairs, although easier than it was previously, still requires a little bit of timing. But as with all things, I'm gradually finding my rhythm. As you can see, look at that, that was professional. I'm pretty happy with this. I managed to build it to be the perfect height. So this meets up with this, then we've got the stairs, and then this connects up with the blocks at the top, which is going to be our walkway. So this is where our first tier is going to be. Very, very exciting indeed. Okay, this is looking really, really cool. Now it's time to start getting the surrounding blocks in place. So I guess that is the black stone going across here. So there are 3 segments of black stone separated by bits of deep slate and the verdant frog lamps. And the black stone is placed in strips of the polished stuff. And then the bricks as well. But then also it's kind of got a few bits of the cobble in place as well. So I need to remember to place those. That could be something that I easily forget. I also need to make sure that I don't forget what part of the sequence I'm in, which is very easy to do when you're placing in the cobbled stuff. Again, I think I'm finding a flow, albeit incredibly clunkily. Not that that clip showed any evidence of that. I am absolutely amazed at the fact that I have managed to not make any mistakes here. There are no areas where I've gone out of sync. That's incredibly impressive. I mean, there's going out of sync, and then there's forgetting that there was ever meant to be a sync in the first place. That is incredibly embarrassing. But we got there in the end. Blackstone wall number 2 is all completed. I am gradually getting faster at this. This one only took about 10 minutes. This is the 3rd wall all completed. And this one should give us a good idea of the scale of things. Yeah, that's looking pretty massive, and it extends out even further than that. This is Blackstone wall number 4. I'm now going in the opposite direction. Blackstone wall number 5 and Blackstone wall number 6. Okay, next up on the agenda then is to place in the little things that divide up all of the Blackstone walls. These are strips of the deep slate with the verdant frog lights in the middle. Oh, by the way, just to give you a heads up of what I'm working on here, I thought I would just do one side of the build, like one side of the base, so that I can get all of the proportions worked out immediately. Not that I think they're going to change. I think I have them pretty worked out, but just in case it's slightly off, I thought it made a little bit more sense that it's only one side that is off as opposed to the entirety of the build. Because, again, I can't stress this enough, as much as it was really fun blowing up my last base, I really don't want to blow up any bases ever again. Now, this part of the build is a little bit simpler. It is just literally lines of the polished stuff, because that contrasts quite nicely with all the other blocks that we have. I enjoy working on things like this that don't require my brain. And now that it's in place, I would say this is where things will begin to come together. Yes. Okay. It's starting. Let's get the other ones in. And now that they're in, I've realized we actually need one more on each side, because this is not the full size of the build. It's still got a little bit more expansion to do. Gosh, does it look cool at night, though. Oh my word, that's incredibly satisfying. I had the perfect number. So the bad news is I spent 15 diamonds on frog lights, and I have used up all of them in this fairly small section of the mega base. But the good news is that this frontage is now done. Now we need to do the diagonals of what's behind me, my head, the diagonals of these things. And they go there, and then the Blackstone kind of folds in behind them. There's like an air gap, which I always like the look of. Now, this is absolutely something that I need to make sure I don't mess up, because there's angles involved here. There's all sorts of block shapes and spaces involved that if I get wrong will look horrific. And what doesn't help is that the version that I built in my testing world, the creative mode testing world, I actually built wrong. And then I remember that I told myself, oh yeah, you have to work out what's gone wrong here and try and fix it. And then I forgot. I forgot about trying to fix it. I had an idea on how I would fix it, but then I never took any note of it, and I never did it in the creative mode testing world. And now I've forgotten it, so now the build that I'm trying to work from, I know is wrong, and I don't know how to fix it, but I need to get it right this time. A decent amount of stressing later. I think I've got it worked out, so I need to go 5 blocks from one of these pillars right here, 5 blocks across, 1 block back, and then this is where our 3-block diagonal starts. Yeah, that's not confusing at all. I'm still not 100% convinced with my terrible maths, but I'm just going to start building and see what happens. I've decided instead of being a 3-block diagonal, it should be a 4-block diagonal. I think it just looks a little bit beefier. Yeah, that looks good. That looks substantial. So now adding in all of the wood blocks and adding in the rounded edges and everything, we should now have a corner of this build. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, so the Blackstone going in behind that is then going to complete the picture, but first I need to build up the other side, which I want to let you know is a painfully slow process, just because I need to make sure it is perfect, and then the actual construction itself, I don't know, I'm like a really slow Minecraft player, I think. Oh, that looks so cool, though. That looks so cool. Right, Blackstone. And goodness me, this is going to require a lot of Blackstone. But with that being said, it is incredibly satisfying to place. You just run back and forth like this. I'm like a weird printer. I've played a lot of Minecraft today. Apologies. I think I'm going slightly insane. Although weird printer isn't the oddest thing that I've ever called myself, I think the way I said it just made it sound strange. By the way, these extra additions here, these are like the 5% that makes a 25% difference. Just the addition of this has made it all connect up so well. I did know this was coming because, of course, I've already built this in the creative mode testing world, but I find it so interesting how that works in builds and in anything in life, really. I mean, just look how cool this now looks. It's like a crazy stadium at this point in time. Obviously, it is eventually going to turn into a tower, but right now, this looks like it could host like the Super Bowl and the World Cup and also two YouTubers boxing all at the same time. Kind of concerned that YouTube boxing made its way into the 3 major events I could think of off the top of my head, but hey, I guess that's 2023 for you. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with the way this has started. It fits in so nicely with the vault, everything is working. I have never been so happy with a scary decision in my life. The decision to blow up my base, although it sounded fun, was terrifying, but this already is better. Chuffed, chuffed, chuffed. I've got a lot of editing to do for this episode. I wonder how far down the line this could go. I mean, another red cap would be pretty nice, but that purple crown is looking within reach. Tune into the next Hermitcraft episode to find out if I become my own best friend.